In today's video, we're going to be doing something radically different. I'm going to be drawing some doodles from this Kawaii doodle class book. That would be a nice different activity and something summery and fun to draw. So I'm going to be drawing a sun, a tree, some tulips, a couple of clouds, and some filler material at the bottom. First I started off with the sun. I thought that would be a good place to start in the top left corner. Then I drew a cloud, and then I was sketching in the tree. And then I decided to put in my tulips. Those were really fun to draw. Those were really easy. I drew 3 of them. I wanted every object to have its own personality, so they each get their own different eyes and smile. The sketching went quite quickly. It was a lot of fun to do. There wasn't too much pressure, just drawing some cute little plants and adding some faces to them. And here's some filler greenery that I did. Just some leaves, and then just a plain plant, and some little flowers and little other greenery to fill in the blank space. I then thought my sun was missing something, so I added some sun rays to it. I added in another cloud that was leaning off the page. I thought that would give a lot more interest rather than having everything be exactly on the page and in frame. And one of the clouds is sleeping, as you see. And now it's time to do the line art. I used the same micro pen as I did in my other previous drawings, and then everything is just lining it, and I followed my sketch pretty well. Some things I changed up, I added things, removed things. And now for the fun part, coloring it all in with markers. This time I'm using the Winsor Newton Pro markers. One side has a chisel tip, the other side has a bullet point. It was a lot of fun using these ones. They're very juicy, they have a lot of flow, almost too much sometimes. It was nice to work with these ones. I do miss the brush tip, and yes, I know these ones have a version with the brush tip, but they come in fewer colors, and I wanted to have the maximum options for colors. And now to color in the tree. I wasn't exactly sure how I wanted to color in the tree. I'm not exactly ecstatic with how it turned out in the end, but it's not so bad. I thought it was okay. I chose 3 very wildly different greens for some reason. I don't know what I was thinking. I thought I could blend them or that it would come together, but it wasn't the best decision making. So here I'm trying to add some different like little mini branches to it, but keeping it that very simplified design, adding some of that really light green, using some of the middle green, darker green, giving it a bit of a shadow, and leaving the top a real light yellow green so that it looks like the sun is really beaming down on it and really highlighting the top of the tree. You can see that I added really a lot of marker to it because you could actually see the alcohol ink sitting on top of the paper because it was so saturated with ink. It turned out okay in the end after the marker had settled in and dried. It looks okay. I'm happy with it. And now for some more greenery. We have the leaves and the stems of the tulips, and then the random greenery around the tree and the base of the flowers. I'm really happy how the leaves turned out for both the tulips and the random greenery. I think I did a really good job in adding the shadows and the highlights to these ones. I'm still very impressed with this Ohuhu marker pad. It's a really great sketchbook, and this is the backside page to a previous drawing I had done. And as you can tell, you can't even see any of it, so that's really awesome. I'm really enjoying using this paper. It's quite a different experience from any of the other paper I've used, and it's really nice. So if you have a chance to pick it up, you should. And now for the little flowers, I thought I would do those in purple with the 3 different purple colors I have, just to doodle them in, as this is not a serious image and none of these actually exist. I figure why not make them purple flowers. Adding some highlights, adding shadows, trying to make them a bit 3D-ish, even though they are just the filler. Now for the large trunk of the tree. That was interesting to color it all in. And at first I was feeling I chose the wrong color of brown shade to make the tree trunk. But once I added in my other 2 browns that I chose, it calmed it down and didn't make it look so reddish orange. And I think it turned out pretty neat. I will have a list of all the colors of the markers that I used and the paper all down in the description below. And now for the tulips. I was thinking about making a purple and yellow tulip, so watch out. This is a warning. Do not do this. I have completely forgotten that when you mix yellow and purple together, that it totally destroys the purple color. So I then thought, okay, maybe if I add some more purple on top of the yellow, I can get back that purple and have this dual colored tulip that I really wanted. And it never happened. I should have just stopped after the first layer of the purple and the yellow and left it. Because every time I kept adding the purple or trying to add the yellow to brighten it up some more, it only made it worse. It only made it worse. I should have known better, but I wasn't thinking. I was just thinking, oh, how cool would it be to have a dual colored tulip? Not remembering my color wheel, color theory, and knowing mixing yellow and purple does not work well. So I'll let you guys decide down below. What do you think of the yellow and purple tulip? Which one is your favorite? Do you like the tree, the sun, or the tulips? Or maybe even your favorite could be one of the clouds. I'm excited to hear what you think is the best one in this drawing. I, personally, am a fan of the purple tulip. I think that one turned out really well. I wasn't sure what I should do for background, if I should fill it in or just leave it white. So I decided I would just do a quick scribbling of some light blue to give a sky in between everything. And then at the bottom, I would just use that light green and fill it in and have it be like little blades of grass just to fill in the white space so that they don't look like they're absolutely floating on the page. And I think that turned out really well, and that was a really good decision. And for the clouds, I just left them pretty simple and basic. I just used a cool gray to give it some shadow, some depth, some 3D effect. Nothing too much about those. I left those pretty simple, pretty classic, pretty basic. And now it's time to fill in all the eyes with the black, the mouths, the everything like that, so that they're nice, black, sharp, crisp lines. And then, of course, we have to add white highlights. So then I started to add some white highlights with my white Signo pen. I filled in those filler flowers to give them all their white circles and dots to them. A few highlights on the tulips, on the leaves. And then I thought I'd add some white highlights to the tree to try and save it. That tree and that poor tulip. Oh, I'm so sad. But it was a learning experience. Move on, turn the page, on to the next one. Then I signed it and I gotta call it a day. So guys, what do you guys think of it? This is the end of the video. If you made it this far, please leave me a like, leave a comment below. Let's do an emoji of a tulip. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.